said at the beginning of the press conference this evening, and she said, hey, we just know we teams met.
Here's Melbourne working off Dolson. Turns the corner, gets right to the hoop, lays it up and in.
Get right to it. Paint. Here's the paint and finish at the cup. Washington has done a magnificent job with that as of late.
Inside, Temi Fagben
Factor in terms of her offense.
Veronica Burton going to be whistled for the foul, holding up on Steph Dolson.
Getting that wrist to the backboard.
Melbourne was getting downhill as she's fouled. Will head to the free throw line. Temi Fagbenle called for the foul.
Let's take a look at another rim attack by the Washington Mystics. And you saw that swipe down, hit her on the forearm. Temi Fagbenle tagged her on the way up. And if Washington can get themselves to the free throw line, that would be great.
Take a look at your keys to tonight's game, Christy.
Well, for Washington, they have to limit strikes from three. You know, you see the Valkyries, they like to take a high volume from there, only shooting 31% as a team, but they're going to crack those threes early and often, especially in transition. And speaking of transition, Washington needs to do a great job of turning the Valkyries over. The last time they were matched up, a 17-3 advantage on points off of turnovers.
Hayes gets right downhill. Christy, to your point on the threes, they get them up at over 30 taken a game. Melbourne, here comes Dolson now.
Some off-ball movement on this weak side, a little stagnant.
Area fend. Sutton, 6 on the shot clock. Sutton attacking. Has it stripped behind by Hayes. Burton now pushing. Cross court, and it goes out of bounds. As Emily Engsler will check into the ball game here.
You saw them turning those wheels over in transition defense. That's another key. Those first 3 steps when you're trying to get back, especially against a team like Golden State that likes to push the basketball up the floor, you better be on your horse and moving if you're Washington.
4-point ball game here early on. Citron. Area fend, foul line jumper. Doesn't go. Engsler offensive board, kicks it. Melbourne left open. Off the mark. Burton on the rebound and the push with Citron to beat. And they're going to get a whistle and a foul called on Sonia Citron.
She's trying to make her way to the rim, averaging just under 11 points this season for the Valkyries. Well, boy, at Northwestern, I mean, she was 3 times named Defensive Player of the Year in the Big Ten. And you thought she was going to come in and be this defensive stalwart, which she is.
Yes.
She brings great energy over there. But, man, she's been able to be an offensive threat. 5 assists a game to go along with those 11 points. Just under 11 for her. She's been a monster.
Checking in for the first time, newly acquired JC Sheldon, and for more on her, Meg McDonald.
Yeah, Megan, I had a chance to talk to JC and asked her if any of these players on the Mystics have helped her more so than others, and she said it's weird calling the rookies because she kind of feels like a rookie essentially, but the rookies have been super helpful. She pointed out Georgia specifically because she brings a different perspective from the sideline, showing her the ropes, and of course, she did tell me she was a little nervous going into the game on Sunday in Dallas because she didn't want to mess up any of the schemes, but once she was out there, she got a little more settled in.
Thank you so much, Meg, as Shook Sutton gets that jumper to go. And you have a great relationship going back to the Big Ten days with JC Sheldon.
Yeah, JC Sheldon was a monster at Ohio State, but she was also serving as an assistant coach last season on the bench for the Buckeyes and had a chance to coach against some of the players she's playing with currently.
Hayes goes down hard, is also fouled. They call that on JC Sheldon, and interestingly enough, Tip Hayes hasn't played much against the Mystics, has been hurt in both.
Yeah, 33 minutes combined in those 2 games, but Tiffany Hayes right there getting a body bump by JC Sheldon, and she'll head to the line as a swipe down after that body bump as well.
When you're talking about Veronica Burton and just what she's been able to do, she has the assignment of Sonia Citron, but you look at the 2 games specifically against Washington, 16 points, 56% shooting from the floor. So to your point of the offense being an added value of what she can bring.
Yeah, and 5 of 7 from the three-point line for Burton against the Mystics this season so far. So definitely someone you need to be made aware of as soon as she crosses the half-court line.
Had her season high 22 against the Mystics in May. 8 on the shot clock, Sheldon. That one doesn't go. Burton on the rebound here, pushing quickly up the floor. Try to go to Fag Benley. Citron deflects. Sheldon up the floor. Citron into the body of Burton, too strong. Hayes rebounded. And then Citron's gonna pick up one of those unfortunate 80-foot type of fouls, her second.
She just couldn't get herself out of the way. And then she said, "My bad," to her teammates right there, because she knew that miscue is gonna get her rotated to the bench with those 2 early ones here halfway through the first quarter.
And that will bring veteran Alicia Clark off the bench, returning to DC.
There's so much love for Alicia Clark. I mean, she's a bright light, but she's also a fierce competitor. 3 championships under her belt as well, coming back to DC for her second stint.
Salon trying to go to Fag Benley. And it's deflected out of bounds. We have a timeout on the floor.
Such a dominant rookie campaign. The All-Stars, she and Sonia Citron both named to the All-Star team this year.
Here's Dolson back into the ball game. Clark the 3. That one doesn't go. Ileana Rupert into the game with the rebound.
Well, what the Valkyries love to do, and we've seen it all game so far, they like to run some zone, right? And they want to pack that in there and really make you work. So you have to work well without the basketball against the zone.
Help came, block done by Emily Angsler. Shug Sutton pushing and surveying. Angsler spins and kicks. Sheldon 3. That's off the mark.
And she's a 40% striker from range, so definitely not out of her wheelhouse. Just 0 for 2 right now, but look for her to keep shooting that thing.
Hayes trying to go to Burton, able to collect it. 10 on the shot clock here for Golden State. Zana Lissini working with 6 now. Into the body of Angsler, high off the window, gets it to drop.
She left that pivot foot down, but boy, that was very close. Sliding that one puppy that was on the floor as a pivot foot.
Sutton. Clark goes to Angsler, layup goes.
Tough bucket. That's what Emily Angsler has come off the bench to do. Yeoman's work. Took that solid face cut, a dart of a cut that AC found her on.
Here's Rupert. Kicks, extra one to Hayes in the corner. Attacks baseline. Xanda Lissini, one more to Burton. Her 3 goes. Great ball movement.
Yeah, got it to that second side, and that's what Tiffany Hayes does so well. Played at UConn with Steph Dolson. Dolson was the one that rotated over there, but she still found a way to get it out. So Burton for that triple.
2 for 3 from long range is Golden State. Mystics looking for their first. Compliments of Big Mama Steph.
There you go. Screen assist, assist, all of it. We need it from Steph Dolson, playmaker.
Salon. She hits the 3.
They've been racking up those threes, and we said to be aware of them. Right now, 3 of 4 for the Valkyries from range.
21-12 lead here for Golden State. Sheldon, cut off, finds Clark down low. Misses that one short. Loose ball collected by Burton.
Just nice positioning inside by Alicia Clark. Just got walled up there.
Extra one, Xanda Lissini steps into it. High archer.
That was a rainbow of a triple by Xanda Lissini.
Consistency on the offensive end, just 33%, but it's a long game.
That's what it started slowly, but gain momentum as the game evolves. We're getting used to one another yet. I mean, they have two pieces on the floor right now.
Left that short. Then Lissini the rebound.
Yep.
Over you.
Yep. My eyelids started twitching. I let you say it.
Probably late into the ball game here for Golden State. 9 seconds to play in the quarter. Here's Lake goal baseline. Alicia kicks it. Late. Kicks it. Hayes thought about it. 6 on the shot clock. Hayes will attack. And that's off the window.
I mean, Tiffany Hayes just uses her body so incredibly well. And she hung in the air for emphasis there, but that's what she brings to the court. I mean, she was the 6th player of the year last year after calling it a retirement for her. Came back out of retirement to hoop last season.
Lake deflected that out of bounds. 12 on the shot clock here for Washington.
Let's see what Washington can come up with here. You know, you've seen them set and use good screens, but the Valkyries, they're the #1 team in terms of defensive rating. And they're proving it now by making things extremely difficult on this side of the floor for Washington.
Olsen off the mark. Clark, offensive rebound. Here's Dolson. Can she make it 2 for 2? That's off the mark as Martin controls here. Five seconds now in the quarter. Hayes, 3 seconds, attacking. And Tiffany Hayes gonna head to the free throw line once again. Jade Melvin gonna get called for the infraction.
Well, one thing Golden State is going to do, they're going to put pressure on the rim, and right there you saw the delayed reaction to get to where Tiffany Hayes was going by Jade Melvin, and then got a piece of her arm on the way up.
Golden State now 7 for 7 at the free throw line. Make it 8 for 8. As the Mystics will let the clock go here. A 30-12 lead after the first
road trip as of late. And they're going to need all of that, right? They're trying to reestablish their team chemistry with the new pieces added.
Golden State ended on a 12-0 run in that first quarter. Xana Lassini extends it to a 15-0 run going into this second quarter now. And Meg, you were in that quarter huddle.
Yeah, no surprise that AC very vocal in her home debut as a Washington Mystic this season, but she told me earlier at practice yesterday that's why they brought her in, her leadership, her veteran vocality, and of course Steph Dolson as well. And Sydney Johnson mentioned yesterday that Steph was so solid and positive during the trades going on last week that she really was able to center this team. So you're seeing these two veterans in Steph and AC center this team after the first quarter.
Yeah, and Alicia Clark said that Steph Dolson was the one who she was leaning on the most, tactically speaking, and how to get reacclimated. She said, hey, I had to fly in. She flew in from Dallas yesterday morning with her dogs, trying to find a dog sitter. So there are other things that are going on. So as quickly as she can study the playbook and learn from another vet like Steph Dolson, she'd be better served for it. But yeah, they have great synergy in that way. And selflessness is at the top of the list, right? Great teammates and being professional.
4 on the shot clock here, late. As late hits.
So she was early on that one, an early lift. Yeah, late. Those threes. 6 of 7 from range for the Valkyries. Jade Martin trying to crowd that space on the dribble handoff action that Washington loves to run.
Citron turns it over. 36-12 lead here for Golden State. Late with space, attacking. Enxler able to deflect that.
Yeah, they have numbers a little bit. Late's trying to get back into the play, and she lost her footing.
Area Fen able to finish that one. Enxler kept that pivot foot down, Christy.
She kept that pinky toe on the pivot foot down, but the rest of that bad boy was lifted. Oh boy, it was a good pass though.
Xana Lassini. Oh my goodness, Xana Lassini is unconscious from distance right now. She is 4 of 5 from distance.
I mean, just unconscionable right now with her ability to hit the triples. 7 of 8 for the team. She's 4 of 5 by herself.
Melvin probing. kicks it. 3 seconds. Iriafen attacking. Flip that up, left it short. Clark with the rebound. Melvin to the corner. Citron. That's off the mark. Here's Burton on the cross, attacking, kicks it. Pass fake, Martin 3. That's off the mark. Citron the rebound.
But how about the zap of that crossover by Veronica Burton, man? That was lethal right there. Getting her to where she needed to go.
Runner from Citron doesn't go. Loose ball on the ground, picked up by Zandalicini.
Washington's defense is not porous when it comes to contesting shots, especially from range. They're just making some really tough buckets and striking from the three-point line.
Zandalicini. She is human, ladies and gentlemen. If that had gone down, I don't know.
I was leaning on you. I was leaning on you. Yeah, it's like waterfalls right now with those threes for her.
Deflected out of bounds. Fagbenle Salon. Hayes will return.
There's Emily Engsler keeping that baby toe planted and got that bounce pass in stride to Kiki Iriafen for the finish at the rim.
Caesars Sportsbook handle of the game. Shook Sutton back into the ball game here. Citron trying to get open. Works with Iriafen here.
Look at how they're jumping and plugging that gap after the pick and roll.
Engsler in the corner. Hits.
Yeah, let's just give Emily Engsler the basketball and get out of the way. She has been what the Washington Mystics have needed on both sides of the ball.
39-17 lead here for Golden State. And an offensive foul is going to be called on Janelle Salon. Binyam Maru saying she hooked first. And we've got a timeout on the floor. Just under 6 minutes to go here in the first half. Kyla Charles into the ball game here out of that timeout for Golden State.
Maryland grad, her 5th WNBA season.
Engsler trying to kick it into the hands of Charles. Here she is now in transition. Almost lost the handle and unfortunately does, so Mystics will get a reprieve on that one.
She's been struggling offensively the last couple of games, just 4 combined points for Charles, but just got back into the league, had some overseas obligations last year that kept her out of the league. Great to see her back and active.
Lob inside. And they're gonna say it was last touched by Fagbenle. She contests it though.
I like to run that little pin down at the nail for Citron. There she is.
Citron kicks it. Melvin, that's off the mark.
Washington is 2 of 10 right now from the three-point line, but they have had really great looks, especially just like that one on skip passes.
Burton. Cut off by Iriafen. Here's Charles. Too Strong gets her own. Too Strong again. Citron trying to fight for that, and she comes up with it.
And one thing Sonia Citron is going to do, she's going to stay with the play and get on that glass.
Melvin, Engsler, one more. Sutton, lob inside. Iriafen, beautiful ball movement. A timeout taken by Golden State here, Christy.
When every player on the team gets a touch, everybody's happy, baby. A nice skip pass, one more again, and then dime it down to Iriafen. He saved us right there because that was coming right from my dome. It was coming right from my forehead. Great hands still for him.
10 on the shot clock, Hayes, Burton. And Golden State still hot from distance.
And Washington in a zone that time. And in a zone, as soon as that basketball leaves the hands of the passer, you have to be in motion to get to where that ball is going.
Nice little runner from Shook Sutton.
Washington has been better served when they've been able to get into the painted area. 3rd best in the league in paint points coming into this one. 10 points in there now.
Charles, that three's off the mark. (42-21) lead here, under 4 to play in the first half. Sutton kicks it.
Just look at the defensive discipline, just really monopolizing things for the Mystics.
And a travel is going to be called on Jade Melvin.
I think she just got a little bit too deep into the paint right there. She has an incredulous look there, but I think she slid that foot once she stopped. Once you get downhill like that, you have to make that decision, and if that defense doesn't collapse, which I think she was counting on, it jammed her up.
Susanna Lassini back into the ball game, finding Fac Benlay. Burton finishes.
Man, this Valkyries team, I mean, they're disciplined on both sides of the ball, right? They try to spread you out, 5-out offense. That's what they like to do, regardless of what kind of defensive scheme you present. At that time, just straight to the cut by Burton.
8 on the shot clock here for Citron. Wants to screen, goes away from it. Into the mid-range. Doesn't go as Burton controls.
Citron has been off the mark this game, but you heard Meg McDonald tell you that she only had 1 point in the last game at halftime against Dallas. Ended up with 18 for the game.
8 on the shot clock. Hayes, pass fake into the mid-range jumper. Engsler the rebound. Sutton almost lost the handle, able to get it to Engsler first.
Good patience here, trying to clear a pathway for Shug Sutton to make a play.
Engsler trying to kick it, and it goes out of bounds.
So they just looked a little disjointed in terms of timing on that particular play, but I love the fact, look at the extra encouragement that Sonia Citron is tapping up the back of Emily Engsler there and saying, hey, we're on the next play. I mean, this is a rookie. I mean, she was just a solid leader across the board. It's not about how many years you played in the league, it's about how you play and what kind of character you bring to the floor. Citron, a huge leader as a youngster.
Goldfish mentality for Sonia Citron as Alicia Clark checks back into the ball game, and Christy and I make our bobblehead.
Yeah, it does.
It does.
Is it just my voice on it? Because I talk a lot.
No, I think it's both
okay.
of us.
Is everybody okay? Good.
I think it's both of us.
I like that.
And somehow on the bobblehead, I'm taller than you.
Oh, well.
Welcome to DC. JC Sheldon hits the three.
A 40% shooter from three-point line. She missed her first couple, but now she's settled in nicely, and that ball snuggled into the bottom of the net nicely as well.
Fac Benlay kicks it. Salon mid-range doesn't go. Sheldon with the rebound. Iriafen attacking, kicks, deflecting now with Sutton. 10 on the shot clock. Mid-range. Gets the drop.
Yeah, she'll take that. A little friendly bounce off the back of the rim. Nice soft touch. Allowed that to happen by Sutton.
Under a minute to go here in the half. Hayes off the mark. Iriafen pulling down the rebound. Sutton on the bounce to Sheldon. Quick finish. (44-28) lead now for Golden State. 33 seconds to play.
Fantastic connectivity on the offensive end, but it's been the defensive stops that have fueled this energy on the offensive side by the Mystics.
7-0 run for Washington, and a whistle and a foul. That'll be on Citron. It's her third.
You can see Sonia Citron just shaking her head. Just a bit of disappointment there. But those two quick ones in the first quarter made that decision for Sydney Johnson easy.
Hayes attacking. They're going to wave off the bucket, call a foul on Clark.
See Alicia Clark just trying to get to that baseline yet again. It was the other side of the court. She didn't close that door and allowing Tiffany Hayes to see the floor. Tried to get out of the way, but you got to give that up to the next line of defense. And just trust that your teammates are going to be there if you get caught on the high side.
Golden State now 9 of 9 from the free throw line.
But I just love the energy that Alicia Clark brings to the floor every single time.
18.4 to play here in the half.
Horn set here by Washington, trying to get it down into the paint.
Sutton, three's off the mark. Hayes comes up with the rebounds. And the first half.
Onto the court there. She closed her eyes and shook her head yes. So we'll see what that information looks like, tactically speaking, here as the second half begins.
Burton's and Elisini, Fagbenle, Salon, and Hayes, the 5 on the floor. 4 seconds. And they're going to get a blocking foul called on Jade Melvin.
Hayes slow to get up, but seems to be okay. Let's take a look right here. She is just so shifty, and Jade Melvin doesn't get all the way squared up to the shoulders of Tiffany Hayes, and that's why she was whistled for the block.
Sutton, Citron, Iriafen, Dolson, and Melvin on the floor.
Zoned by Washington.
6 on the shot clock, Burton. Fagbenle, baseline jumper, does not go. Salon keeps it alive. Baseline jumper for her doesn't go. And they're going to say Mystics basketball.
Timmy Fagbenle, she was coming for that offensive board. And you had a great question in the pre-game press conference about Fagbenle.
Yeah, just asking, when you see the way she plays from a viewer standpoint, she seems so even-keeled. I said cool, calm, and collected. They're going to get a foul called. And I think Coach Nakase didn't like that I said she was cool, calm, and collected. Not in a negative way,
no.
In a positive way. She said she's not. She said she's very fiery. And now that I'm seeing it from Coach's standpoint,
absolutely,
I'm starting to see it. She is quick to call you out on something. She's not going to hold any punches, as Natalie said, and she's going to tell you like it is, very clearly.
Yeah, yeah. She said fire 3 times. She was like, no, she's fire, fire, fire. But, you know, sometimes on the inside you can't see all that.
Sutton. And they're going to say Mystics basketball will keep the possession alive. And Natalie Nakase wanted a double dribble. 14 on the shot clock here. And she also said their nickname for each other is besties, because they see and understand each other very similarly in the shoot you straight type of mindset.
Absolutely. Just get right to it. Nothing wrong with that. And the competitive fire, I love listening to her talk about that as well.
Sutton keeping her pivot foot alive, gets that to go.
That's Mighty Mouse right there. I told you, if she can continue to produce some offense for Washington, they'll be better served. Now can they get some consecutive stops and carve into this big lead? Here's one.
The crowd is roaring loud tonight.
Mystics trying to chip away.
Let's take a look right here. You see shows up survey, attacking the cross match, stepping back and then stepping through. Moving nicely in the painted area by Sutton.
Inside area, spins baseline.
We fight together, we're not alone.
That was a solid move inside.
Game on, hearts and stone.
Gets the deflection and steal up the floor.
Victory's
The
calling,
Kitchener
it's in
connection.
our bones.
And they're going to say ball foul.
Sweat is dripping, breath is fire.
Hold on,
Push the limit, climb up higher. Every step
Citron had those wheels turning though on the open floor after the steal.
we charge, we treat,
Previous
we're here
possession
to claim.
offensively.
We're the
Bring her to the middle and then take her baseline.
game on, game on. Let's
Offensive
get
move, and
it
then on the
on.
defensive side, the outside hand getting the deflection, and then it's right there.
Together, we're not alone.
Displacing Citron in the open court.
Game on,
Here comes
hearts and stone. Victory's calling, it's in our bones. push the limit,
in
climb
terms
up
of making
higher.
shots.
Every step
They're
builds our
connecting and making
empire.
buckets.
Going back to that second
charge,
quarter,
we
it's an
chase, we're
extended
here to
20-7
claim
run
the
for Washington.
thunder,
5 on
we're
the
the
shot clock. They're gonna get a
Game
foul
on, let's take it
on
on.
Area Fed.
We fight together, we're not alone.
Washington trying to stay disciplined on the defensive end. And Kiki Iriafen was on the end and push off that top leg and beat the player to the spot.
Hayes attacking, gets to the paint, kick out, Burton 3, off the mark,
She pushed
and they're
her
gonna
back.
get a foul on
Yeah,
Repair or Hayes?
I think it was Hayes. Yeah, Citron was in the right place for that rebound, and Tiffany Hayes tried to move her out of the way. That infraction. See if Washington can continue to stack possessions in a positive way. They've really been doing a terrific job making proper reads here. Iriafen was open underneath.
8 on the shot clock. Melbourne working off Dolson. Goes to her on the roll. Bounce pass. Iriafen could not connect though, but a late whistle. And they call it on Repair.
Megan, you are lucky I am tethered by this headset because a great action by the Mystics.
A timeout taken by Golden State here. 46-34 lead. And Kiki Iriafen was fouled before the timeout. It was called on Ileana Repair. And you go back, Christy, to the second quarter. They have held Golden State to no field goals. The last 6.5 minutes, just 2 points. It came on Tiffany Hayes' free throws.
Yeah, and now they've cut it to 10. We've got action right now, but it's been because of the defense by the Washington Mystics in this zone moving on a string in rotation.
Burton the 3 connects.
Yeah, they took advantage right there. Trying to get the middle player out to that corner. It's a long run closeout for Dolson. Burton paid it off.
Iriafen kicks it. And it's deflected out of bounds. It will stay with Washington. They'll have 8 seconds on the shot clock.
You can see that Washington has settled down on the offensive end. They're sharing the ball very well. Look at this dribble handoff. They like to run that.
Foul line jumper goes for Sonia Citron.
And I also like to run a pin down on those out of bounds under plays. No better screener right there at the nail than Steph Dolson. Big Mama Steph, the solid screen.
That was the first bucket for Sonia Citron. Xanda Lassini is still hot from the 3. Now 5 of 7.
She's cooking. I mean, it's just tremendous. And they're all contested. It's not like she's shooting wide open triples. They're contested shots.
Sutton mid-range jumper goes.
Shows Sutton once again performing masterfully well in the mid-range.
Up to 10 points on the ball game is Sutton. A whistle and a foul called on Jade Melvin. Her 3rd.
I love Sydney Johnson just right there. He called Shug Sutton's name and gave her a 2 thumbs up, like down here, like, yeah, baby, that was awesome. But clearly, whatever was discussed in those huddles and in the halftime locker room is being executed well by Washington.
Kick out to Burton for 3. Doesn't go, but Hayes with the rebound. Inside, Repair misses that one.
I don't know how she missed that, just a little bit off balance and trickled off the lip of the rim. See if Washington can make them pay.
Citron inside, Iriafen. Cross court, Melvin able to save it, keeping her balance. 6 on the shot clock. Melvin turns, goes back middle, and gets it to go.
After she was doing the matrix on the sideline over there, leaning back, I couldn't do it. Been down. That was a tremendous hustle play.
Deflected and collected. Now Melvin pushing. Melvin keeps it. And Jade Melvin is fouled, gonna head to the free throw line.
Jade Melvin went right at Tiffany Hayes. at the rack in the open court. Tiffany Hayes trying to stay vertical there, but Jade Melvin just a little too crafty, getting right into her body and reaching behind her. YMCA, pickup game style. I know I called ball when they fouled me when I tried to do something like that. Like, check that out, it's a foul.
Mystics have got this to single digits. 52-43, Burton kicks it. Salon still with it.
Good
now
job.
Zandalicini. And a foul called on Clark. Christy, this is the closest it's been since it was 21-12.
This Mystics team, I tell you what, they have some fight and they have some pride in terms of the work that they've put in to be prepared for this game. It's just driving that execution play after play and getting some continuity.
Hayes got right to the rim, too strong on it. Citron pushing. Over to Clark. Clark left open. Left it short.
Well, it felt good. We were right in that same shot line and looked good from here. Just grazed the front of the rim.
Zandalicini. Trying to back down on Sutton, stands her ground. Off the kick, Burton in the corner. She hits again.
It's the same spot right there by Burton. She has been blistering hot from range in this one.
Sutton to answer, too strong. 55-43 lead here for Golden State, 3:18 to play in the third. Repair in the corner. Doesn't go, Hayes, big rebound.
How did she even get that? I mean, there were three bodies around her in her space.
Burton getting downhill, lays it up and in.
She's just so strong and quick with it. Physically and mentally, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, her awareness on how to attack in that action is big time stuff. The fan is gonna shoot it. Don't you shoot it. Okay.
Deflected out of bounds, it'll stay with Washington. J.C. Sheldon returning, and at MedStar Health, we're proud the Mystics continue to trust us as their medical team. And how we treat the pros is how we treat you. MedStar Health, it's how we treat people. Melvin attacking, lays it up and in.
She has played so tough in this game. Her cup game has been strong. She's been able to execute down in there and in the open floor as well.
Burton into the body of Sheldon. Count the bucket and the foul. J.C. Sheldon, though, comes down awkwardly and is grabbing at her leg and trying to get up quick.
She just had one of those zingers. If you've ever done that, just roll it over quickly. Got tangled up, trying to shake it off.
Burton going to the free throw line. She has the last 7 for Golden State. Make that 8. As it's now back to a 15-point lead. Lucy Olsen into the ball game for Washington. Salon got into the passing lane. Clark trying to get back in transition as Salon lays it up and in.
Washington had been doing a great job of taking care of the basketball. That's just their 7th turnover. The Valkyries have scored 7 points off.
Citron into the mid-range, doesn't get that to go. That was the first turnover this quarter, Christy, for Washington.
They have been doing a fantastic job with their assist-to-turnover ratio as a team, for sure.
Inside Repair. Count the bucket and the foul as she will go to the free throw line.
And not a lot of size on the floor for the Mystics. And again, Shakira Austin missing her 2nd game. I don't know if she would have made it in time to disrupt that shot.
Up to a 20-point lead here very quickly for Washington as they are trying to chip away at this. They've done a great job here in the quarter.
See the length.
Olsen, mid-range jumper, gets her own rebound. Citron, now Angsler behind the 3. She hits.
Just what a terrific pass by Sony Citron. Emily Engsler continuing to stay blistering hot, especially from range for Washington. 2 for 2 for Emily.
A minute to go here in the quarter. Repair. Salon. Got the mid-range to go. They're now darting either Repair or Salon across that, and Zendelicini across that foul line area, Christy.
In the last couple of plays, they found a soft spot. Golden State, 2 of their last 3 offensive possessions have come right at that nail. So it's just all about communication and making sure those gaps are covered. And again, you have to do your work when that basketball is in flight. You can't wait.
Kate Martin returning to the ball game here. .44 seconds to go here.
Washington switching on all screens right here. Yeah.
Martin off the mark. Engsler with the rebound. 20 seconds on the shot clock here for Washington. Engsler, reverse layup goes.
That was wicked. Oh, wow. What a tough bucket. Yet again by Emily Engsler. 2 players. She was wearing on her back like a jacket.
Zendelicini off the kick. Yep, still hot. Real hot. Citron at the end of the quarter does not go.
Out every single one of their home games in the Bay. Steph Curry was most recently at one of the games. Fun to watch.
Here's Clark out of the quarter break. Dolson offensive board, doesn't get the bounce. And Olsen taps it out of bounds, so it will be Valkyries basketball here. Ileana Repair checking back in.
Washington had cut this game down to 10, and then it swelled right back up to 18 because of consecutive buckets by the Valkyries. Let's see if they can kind of quiet that storm.
Martin, the deep 3.
Money Martin, that's what she does. I mean, she took a hard fall in the last game. She had only played 5 minutes when she was inserted back into the lineup at the end of the 3rd quarter. But that's what she does. She comes in, makes an impact with those timely threes.
3-point shooting has been the story of this one for Golden State. 5 on the shot clock here for Washington. Citron with 2 seconds. Olsen lets it fly. Dolson trying to keep it alive for Washington, and it will stay here for Washington. They're going to call it on Kate Martin on the rebound. 13 for 22 3-point shooting, Christy.
Now that one was off the mark. You take a look right there, Steph Dolson being held up by Kate Martin. She grabbed her arm so she couldn't get to the basketball, but those threes, like you said, for Golden State right now, I mean, they have been knocking those in with some consistency. 13 of 22.
Kiki Iriafen fouled and will go to the free throw line. And it can be, Christy, the 3-point shooting.
Let's take a look. Nice pass right there inside to Kiki Iriafen. And like we said, she's got to be on the move to be the recipient of a pass like that. And now she can apply pressure to a double team. But she's very good in terms of her awareness on where to attack right in the middle of that double team down inside. It's just easier to operate when she's in motion.
Iriafen able to get both free throws. Anytime a team shoots nearly 60% from long range, it's going to be tough no matter how good your defense is.
Oh, no question. And Washington, they're in the top 3 in terms of taking the 3-point shots away from opponents. Just in this game, Not so much. I mean, they're first in the league, only giving up 31% from 3 to opponents.
Burton gets the whistle in her favor, and Sydney Johnson immediately signals to the officials to review it. He wants to challenge this one. So Washington will take a challenge. Timeout, and you'll figure it out.
Google that. But yeah, she's got to cut that baseline off, so there's nothing left for a question in that circumstance. And that's what the Valkyries have done well all evening, right? They've attacked along that baseline and challenged Washington's discipline in that way.
Burton splits the pair at the free throw line, so it's back to a 20-point lead here. Lots of time, though, for Washington. Citron.
I mean, Burton just stays right in her pocket, trying to set up Citron off that double drag action. And Burton was just stuck to her like glue right there.
Carla late into the ball game here. Kicks it to Burton for 3. And Golden State continues to find high success from that three-point line.
I mean, it's just been unreal. They've been able to knock in shots and not just toes to the line. I mean, that one had some distance on it, deep water.
Lucy Olsen in the mid-range.
Washington just trying to carve back into it. And once you do it one time, like Washington cut into it and cut it to 10, you know they have more juice to squeeze out of the proverbial orange right now at this juncture of the game. And they've got to do it with their defense.
Late 3 in the corner doesn't go. It'll be Washington basketball. Emily Engsler, Jade Melvin, Chuck Sutton all checking back into the ball game, and Veronica Burton a new career high 25 points.
And the Valkyries, they've done a good job of screening off the weak side of the Mystics zone. I mean, they missed that last shot, but it was because they got that screen. So that last line of defense had to be disrupted in terms of their timing to contest.
Area fed. And a foul called on Ileana Rupert.
The Valkyries coaches are saying, hey, they're going straight to Kiki Iriafen every single time. They may look to try to send an extra body her way.
Engsler thought about it. Inside Iriafen, 4 seconds. Kicks it, Engsler hits.
And that's what I'm talking about for Emily Engsler. I mean, what a solid performance she has had this evening for the Mystics. Came off the bench and been cracking it.
And Burton gonna head to the free throw line as she gets the foul and the bucket. She's had, really, Christy, a tremendous ball game and very efficient.
Absolutely. I mean, this is her 4th season in the WNBA, and I think she's just gotten so much stronger with her physical presence.
And Kyla Charles checking into the ball game here.
Well, Emily Engsler, we just saw what she can do on the offensive side, but this is a big block in the first half. She's just everywhere at the proper time with the proper discipline and execution in mind, and she's a toughie.
GDIT defensive play of the game. Emily Engsler, and then Washington unfortunately turns it over.
Just a little too much on that one, but the idea is there. And so Engsler right now just has to have amnesia and just go to the next play. Try to make it up defensively with some great energy and discipline here.
Here's Rupert. Kicks it, Charles, attacking baseline, steps out of bounds. Washington will take possession.
See, that'll cancel that turnover right back over, right? And Engsler now, she can just go ahead and move on. I know that was frustrating to turn it over, but she was playing great defense right there, forcing them to give it right back.
Citron gets the bucket and the foul. And she'll head to the line because there's a little more time on the meter, but a timeout first from Golden State.
Compete in that game on Friday at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. So we'll see what that looks like. They've been pillaged with injuries to Sid Colson with an ACL injury, and then Ari McDonald with a broken bone in her foot. So 3 starters just like that out.
And a travel called on Golden State. Mystics will retain possession here. Just under 6 to play. Lots of time here for Washington to try and make this interesting.
Well, they've been sharing the ball exceptionally well. They just haven't knocked in shots efficiently in this game, but they've been well connected.
6 on the shot clock. Sutton, pump fake, floater, gets that up over the rim.
A little Salt Bay on that one. Just a little flick of the wrist. And Shook Sutton has been phenomenal this season for the Mystics as they're just relying on their zone right now.
Double deflection there with Melvin and Angsler. Angsler working off area fen. Floater. Jade Melvin gonna head to the free throw line.
Well, Iriafem was right there for Jade Melvin as she kind of lost her handle. But lucky Iriafem was in the backcourt and tagged.
Melvin able to get the first free throw. Lucy Olsen returning to the ball game along with Tiffany Hayes. Melvin able to connect on both. 79-66 lead coming up on 5 minutes to play in this 4th quarter. Charles, the 3. Iriafem, the rebound.
Solid glass work yet again by Kiki. That's 7 for her. Looking off of her 9th double-double of the season to lead all rookies in Mystics history in rookie double-doubles.
Foul called on Tiffany Hayes. Chrissy, they just actually updated it. She's up to 8 now, so 2 away from another double-double.
There we go.
That will bring her to 10 double-doubles on the season, leading all rookies.
That's what I said, keep her on the elevator. I mean, every single game she ascends higher and higher, and her consistency has been quite remarkable to witness, for sure. And you can hear the coaches saying, hey, they're going right to Kiki. This is what we're doing defensively. I mean, teams scheme because of her ability to dominate the painted area.
Shug Sutton back into the ball game here. Citron able to get both free throws. She's up to 7 now in the ball game. It's a 9-0 run for Washington as they trail by 11.
Still time.
Bouquet in the corner, off the mark, but Martin the rebound here. Burton will try, and she connects. Up to 30 now in the ball game for Veronica Burton.
Well, she had that wry smile coming down and giving a dap up to Zanzalacini. She's feeling it for sure.
Tough bucket from Lucy Olsen.
And that's why we love Lucy here in the district. And she comes in, wheels and deals for the Sticks.
82-70, 4 minutes to play in the 4th. Zanzalacini. Burton. 4 seconds. 3 seconds. Burton the 3. That's off the mark. Angsler, big rebound. Up the floor to Citron. And they're going to get a blocking foul called on Veronica Burton.
Washington continuing to stay resilient on the offensive end. Lucy Olsen runs out of real estate, playing against another Iowa alum right there, but getting that one to drop over Kate Martin's hands.
Citron gets the first. Janelle Salon returning for Golden State. And you see some rookie numbers there for Sonia Citron, what she's been able to do this season. As she gets both. Citron now 9 points in the ball game, 7 the last 2.5. 10-point ball game. 3:33 to play. Salon, pull-up jumper, smooth touch.
Man, that was just tough. I mean, she just sidestepped the defense. She possesses such size, right? I think she's very understated in terms of what she's been able to do for Golden State this year.
Sutton, 3, off the mark.
Sutton lost her balance there. Like Hayes may have gotten a piece of her after the fact on the follow-through.
Zandalicini kicks it. Salon, the 3, off the mark. Zandalicini offensive board. And Salon got caught traveling.
And Salon is a rookie out of Paris, France. So for that one.
It is not nice enough for the great Dr. Winters.
There you go. Oh, look at you. I'm going to tell her. Well, she's listening. Hey, Mama.
Inside area fence. Spin. Gets that off the window.
Yeah, that's that work. Kiki Iriafen loves to get a piece of the body so she can spin off of it. Now Washington can apply some full court pressure here, some soft one-up pressure by Olsen.
Up to 14 now in the ball game for Iriafen. 2:20 to go in this fourth quarter. 8 on the shot clock for Golden State. Hayes kicks it. Salon in the corner. That's off the mark. Angsler, big rebound. Pushing. Citron thought about it. Pump fake. Pull up. Count the bucket and the foul for Sonia Citron. The lead down to 8.
Bringing all the smoke to the district right now for sure.
Foul was called on Salon. 2 minutes to go now in the fourth quarter. 84-77 lead, excuse me, for Golden State. 8 on the shot clock here for Hayes. On the cross, gets into the paint, flips it up too strong, back taps controlled by Sutton. Sutton pushing and surveying. Citron, the 3, hits! Don't blink, it's down to 4. 84-80, the Mystics with momentum and on the move. 15 points now for Citron, 13 in the quarter. Rupert. Burton, 6 seconds on the shot clock. Zandalicini to the corner, Rupert. Off the mark, Hayes, offensive board, and finish.
What a massive sequence right there by both teams. Washington needs an early offense right here.
That stopped an 8-0 Mystics run. Citron trying to go back, able to collect. Citron. Sutton, the 3. Hits! And Golden State wants a time on a 24-7 run. Under 1 minute to play here in the fourth quarter. Burton to the corner, Zandalicini. Burton back with it. Rupert in the corner. Off the mark, loose ball collected by Iriafen. Angsler, Iriafen attacking, left it short. Salon the rebound. Hayes now with it, shot clock turned off. Still a 3-point lead for Golden State, and a whistle and a foul going to be called on Sonia Citron. Well, the Valkyries will have it side out of bounds with 16 seconds to play with.
Well, I like that option that Washington took with Kiki Iriafen attacking the cup that way. And I like that because they were guarding the three-point line so hard.
Run as they trail by 3, and Hayes is fouled off the inbound. 15.4 remains on the clock. Hayes will head to the free throw line.
See here what Tiffany Hayes can do on the free throw line.
An 80% free throw shooter on this season has not missed here today. Two-possession game. Washington will use its reset timeout.
There's no huddle on a reset timeout, just advancing the basketball and taking it out of bounds and getting right to things. And again, obviously it has to be something quick. The screens have to be solidly set.
Sutton to inbound. Here's Olsen. Olsen. 3 off the mark, rebounded, area fence, Citron lets it fly, does not go. Out of bounds, it will remain with Washington with 4.9 on the clock.
2 good cracks at it right there. But that clock not on the side of the Mystics right now.
Citron, step back jumper, left it short. Zanalacini with the rebound, and that one will go final as the Mystics will fall